We are back in the Misty Vale. Secrets of the Dragon Emperor. Session number 19. We rejoin the action in the Tower of Size with our best friend, Glam-Glam the Giant.
Glam-Glam smash.
Troll. Troll/giant.
With the handout.
He
he was in the chat. In the chat, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in the chat. He was He's
Mm-hmm.
entered the chat. Yeah. You've landed in this interesting situation between these bandits and this giant.
Glam-Glam.
And in between all of them is this rumored treasure in the cellar of the tower.
Flogged his great big arse on.
He has done that. And you've agreed to help the bandits remove the giant. You've agreed to help the giant sort of overtake the bandits, be his new friends, by hunting him a boar for his breakfast.
They warned us. Didn't they warn us he'd ask for food? Didn't they kind of say...
They did.
They said not to listen to him.
Do I remember someone saying about how food was a thing already mentioned, or is that?
So his agreement with the bandits was that they would bring him food and supplies, because he always gets spotted quite easily when he's out trying to get food.
Do we know whether he's been doing that or not? They've been giving him food. Do we know that? Has that been happening?
Do you know where? What?
We know they've been keeping up their end of the bargain, or have they been?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they have been. Yeah.
Okay. So he just wants us to get him bored, and we'll be his friends. But then,
well, he said that their offerings had been unsatisfactory, basically. So we don't know exactly what that means, or who indeed is telling truth and porky boars.
I'd rather fight bandits than a giant.
Boar pies.
Yeah, I'd also rather fight a boar than either group.
Exactly.
At least to get started.
Sir Marcel, you are the profound hunter on our crew. I, as a boar, I will assist you in any way I can. I have to say I have not yet hunted a boar in my life.
As you know, I'm quite the master provider of the food for this group. Fishing is, a true love for me, but I shall do my very best to hunt as a boar. I may need to borrow your spear for throwing at the boar. Been a while since I've handled one, but I suppose the skills never leave you.
Well, can you track the boar and then I can throw the spear, or do you need to be the same person back in and throw it?
Perhaps we can make it work in a wombo combo.
I think we should do a wombo combo, I think.
Does in terms of the technicalities of hunting and fishing, it does require a hunting and fishing roll to do the hunt, to do the actual killing.
Oh right, it does. Okay, well that's. But is this really?
Oh no, that's I'll take it back. I've read it more fully. It looks like the actual attack can be done with a weapon roll, or yeah. So I think we could combo it.
I was going to say we're not really actually hunting though. We're not hunting for rashes. We're hunting to kill a thing to bring to the giant. So it's kind of also a bit more finding the boar, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well, most I can hopefully find the boar.
You hunt, I'll stab. Huh? Roll a hunt.
Roll a hunt.
Straight to the rolling. Roger that.
Do it.
Off out into the swamp, maybe some of these forests around the edge of the swamp, perhaps a bit more where you might find a boar.
I'll check in the...
a hunting and fishing roll it is. It is a success.
Ooh.
Love it.
Well. Welly.
Well, let's see. Do we see the boar?
Let's go to Battle Mat.
Oh
shit! It's actually a demon boar.
Is that the token for the boar? That little hand thing?
No, that's Marrow.
That's Marrow.
I was like, I'm not intimidated by this.
it's a baby boar.
Baby boar. A baby boar.
So you see it.
That's the music.
And tell me, do you try and sneak up on it, or does the rustling of your armor plates?
If I'm going to throw, I've got good sneaking and throwing, so I can. Well, I think it matters actually too much with the throw, either closer or not. But I guess if I can get close enough to long spear it, might as well. So I will attempt to get as close as I can, prepped at the slightest panic to just chuck a spear.
Well, I think if you want automatic first turn in the initiative, you'll have to do a sneak, an ambush.
Easy, easy, mate, easy. Not so easy.
An ambush, if properly discovered, can in turn be ambushed.
Oh,
There's actually 7 boars.
I roll sneak on the boar.
But what do we do? I can't remember, when do we last rest? Will I still have conditions, or would they have gone by now? Where would they have come from? I have 2 conditions. Why would I have those from?
Yeah, you slept outside the inn.
Nothing happened since.
Unless you pushed yourself in your skill checks when you were like trailing the bandits and stuff.
Or might have actually. I mean, was it last week before having all the palaver with trying to push ourselves?
It was a bit of pushing and getting in the tower, and
there might well have been.
as long as you're full health, that would make sense.
I'm full health. I'm trying to think. We weren't showing the dice roll. It's not saying if they're pushes or they're. Is there any way to see if they're pushes? Maybe like close together or.
Oh, the board doesn't
That
have
usually
any
comes up with
features.
another roll saying pushed.
I think there you go. So there's one. Yeah, a week ago there's one. And
Well-
just the one.
You get first turn in the initiative anyway.
Okay, well that's great. I mean, I can just rush it. I guess, can't I? I have to move for a while. Am I 10? I don't know how far I can move. I've moved in a while.
You're little.
What are my stats? Abilities. I don't even know how far I can move.
Should be the first page, isn't it? Movement.
Character. Mallard. 8. That's it. So that's 34 squares, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. But my spear can reach over a square, or does it be diagonal too? Do we decide?
I love battle maps. Yeah, you should be all right there.
Great. How far can Marrow move? Can Marrow engage the boar?
Well, it's not Mara's turn yet.
Oh, dog. Oh yeah, of course. Bunch, yeah. Our dog. Stat. See page 99. Cool. Well, we're just trying to kill it, right? We're just trying to kill it and take it back. He doesn't eat it alive, doesn't he?
I presume
One would
not.
assume
Going for a challenge, isn't he?
That wasn't in the brief.
It's shish kebab time. Then let's do it. Keep it super easy.
Shish kabor.
Should I massive blow the ball? Or should we just simple?
I don't know how dangerous a boar is or isn't.
More that it can run away, I guess, is my. I don't think a ball would stand and fight.
like a Pokemon.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You think an all-out attack? We'll be able to rest before next combat, aren't we? We're not going to fight anyone. We're being diplomatic and shit. I'm gonna massive blow this ball.
Now we're being diplomatic.
Right. Any strength based there will power. A strike with a 2-handed weapon inflicts D8 additional points of damage. But you cannot move in the same round. There we go. Right, fair enough. You can activate this ability to after rolled hit, but not if you move.
Love a bit of balance.
Sounds like just screwing me over more than else. Fine, regular long spear. I mean,
bit of
I think
balance.
it's actually just not that. Oh, I feel like I could probably kill it in one hit. But it's the
Well,
fact
go
it's
on
a
then.
battle map. Well, the fact we're in a
Go on,
battle
dude.
map makes me very nervous. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not just a one-hit kill, but you know, I've been known to do some damage with a spear. This is where I get like.
There you go.
400
It's your classic 2.
Classic 2 and a classic 12.
So you stab the boar into its thick hide.
Yeah, for the jugular.
It squeals in pain, but it's still up and feisty.
Strong boy. Is he wearing like plate armor or something?
and you turn to your companions and you're saying, "Gods, I was strong back then, Ned."
Nice.
You got a 1 on a 1d8. God.
I know. I'm aware.
But also an 8.
I always roll a 1.
It's actually a pretty good average to above average roll.
Yeah.
One of them is always a 1.
Right. I shall play Archibald and his fireball.
Roast beef. Roast pork. Oh, belly.
Oof.
Just.
Good to have 17.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
And that roasts it. Battle over.
Oh. Okay.
Well, there you go. We killed the boar. Interesting. Now
it's already cooked as well, so that's good.
It is. Well, you have sometimes you got to like burn off the hairs and stuff. That's what we've done.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good service we're offering.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Very friendly.
Cauterize the wound.
That's it.
Well, we've got the boar, so I suppose we.
You've got the boar.
Excellent work, my comrades. I find the boar, and you semi-stab and semi-roast the boar. It's a pretty perfect team. Perhaps after all this adventuring, we should open an inn.
Ooh, not a one that's haunted by weird fucking ghosts, please.
Yeah, there is probably one needing new management.
It's true, actually. A bit like an angel, isn't it? Like an angel. Watched Angel, yeah?
What, like an investment
Buffy's
angel?
Off Angel. No. Off of Buffy, Angel.
Oh, yeah, I know of them.
When
Yeah,
it
never
saved
watched Angel.
like an episode, right, where they're like saving the hotel is haunted. The whole thing is like helping people like get rid of ghosts and shit. And one episode just help someone in a hotel, and then they go, "Now we just keep the whole hotel," and then that's their base for like, the next like 3 seasons.
Excellent.
It's quite the upgrade. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'd probably like the game that Free League make called Vesson, where you play as sort of Victorian fairy tale monster hunters. And they like have like a cool base that you can upgrade.
I was more just impressed that it just felt like a it's just odd. It's like a regular. It wasn't like the season finale where they kind of get their big upgrade. It was just like 4 episodes in, they just get a fucking hotel. It was haunted.
I'm sensing a great feeling of injustice here actually coming through. Like, why can't I just get a hotel through defeating an enemy or something? God damn.
It's more that it disrupts the narrative. You know, it's supposed to be like a kind of end of the season, like a final big thing. You just get it. There's no.
Yeah. Not a lot of narrative critique usually going on for Angel in 2025, but maybe there's a niche for that.
There is.
Yeah, Mikey, I'm going to give you a follow on WordPress. And we can read each other's blogs.
That sounds good.
And you can learn about being a better player. And I can learn about Angel.
The 2 key skills everyone needs.
It's definitely a trade.
And then I'll send you can follow Latvian version of me as well.
Oh, yes.
Who's definitely getting inspired by my blogs. So you wrote one about blades this week.
It's very sus.
Yeah. No, it's fine. We're a community. We're all like helping each other, inspiring each other.
No, I love it.
Nice.
I love it.
Anyway. You lug this boar back to the tower, do you?
Oh, yes.
You do have to pass the bandits.
Suspicious, isn't that a bit awkward?
Probably.
What do they say on the way through?
Yeah, do they seem to take particular issue with it?
I think some of them make some. There's probably a bit of grumbling, and maybe even some of them do make comments like, "I thought they were supposed to be dealing with the giant, not bloody feeding it." He's going to be there for days with that boar.
Great thing about great helms, you can just—it's a bit like having a hat and sunglasses on. You just sort of Probably can't hear him anyway, to be fair. No idea. Striding into town with his boar.
Mm-hmm. Have you got like an Oakley great helm where it's got like built-in headphones?
If such a thing exists, I think Marcel would be into it.
Totally. It's the most French thing I've ever heard. I go to the ski resort with my great helm. All right. Yeah, I think as you walk past with your boar on your wagon, Ursik One Ear does shout after you. Our deal is still on, right? You're dealing with the giant?
Yes, we'll deal with the giant. Get him on side. Better to fight him while he's sleepy and drowsy from too much boar than in a fit of hunger.
Oh, I see. And she turns to the rest of us. They've poisoned the boar. It's very smart. Yeah, we should have thought that. To be honest.
The boar.
All right.
Move swiftly.
You return to Glam-Glam. Thank you, ma'am.
Glam-Glam. Glam-Glam. Thank you, ma'am.
I will put the bandits on the map just so you know their location.
Ooh, yes.
Which map?
Just on the tactical map on
this
right, page
over there.
Saw the little camp. Yeah, they're surprisingly close. Okay, finish shenanigans. Barely out of earshot. I can't move the map. I should have bought a mouse. Well, I can zoom in on everything, but I can't. Why? Oh my god.
It's quite the technical challenge.
Mouse. Can't zoom out. Everything's so zoomed in. Is that a zoom button or a search button? It's a search button. What would you be searching for? Universe search. Oh wow. What's that?
Universe search.
What the hell? You can search mutant year 0? What's happening? This is crazy.
Huh?
What's happening? Something weird happening.
Don't take the red pill, Mikey.
That's like
Stay in the Matrix.
Search button under the volume. Anyway, whatever. Right. Here's your ball.
You shout, "Here's your ball."
Yes.
Says, yes, lovely specimen. Yes, this will make a great breakfast. Looks like you have started to cook it, but did not cook it all the way through. I guess I can do this myself.
As well, the hard job is catching and singeing. Slow roast is more a convenience.
He gets out like a big. To him, in his hand it's a knife, but to you it's like a great, like a Zweihander. He just starts cutting some of the skin off the boar, Tywin Lannister style.
Nice.
So we had a bargain. We have brought you your boar, and you will now allow us entry into the dungeon. This is so.
He's like cutting the boar into little strips and hanging them on the side of the boulder. And he says, "Yes, that is. But I believe the deal was that you brought me breakfast, and I do not have anything to drink. So I think I should need some sort of keg of ale or wine or something. Anything should do, really, just to help the boar go down."
I can see a pattern emerging here.
Sure. I don't believe that this was part of our arrangements.
I'm pretty sure that I said breakfast. It is what I meant to say.
I'm no local magistrate, but I'm actually quite certain that you said boar. You have been brought a boar, and perhaps we starting to question the truthfulness of what you have said here.
Well, then for you, I make a new deal. Yes, you bring me something to drink, and then I will remove the boulder.
How about an alternative deal? Perhaps you move the boulder, and afterwards I swear on Hoisin's life that we will bring you 3 more boars. But only after the boulder is moved.
I am all set for
That's
boars.
lunch and dinner, and well, maybe some game, some fishes. You can design the menu yourself, but it's only for delivery after the removal of the boulder and access.
I think I am set for the food now with this board. It will last me some days.
So you could say that breakfast is covered then, I suppose.
Well, as I said, I need something to drink to wash it down. These boars tend to stick in my throat.
I still seem to have reached something of an impasse.
I'm a herbal concoction.
And a cunning plan?
I hope so.
A small wooden duck. Small painted wooden duck. So Marcel, a sidebar, if you will.
Certainly, my friend.
I think this giant's taking us for run around. I think I might understand what the banditos were talking about.
I would say I'm reaching the same conclusion. I wish to test the honesty of their words, but it does seem that perhaps they were speaking the truth. However, there is the question of what to do next. We have been contracted to kill the giant, but also, have you seen the giant?
Oh, I've seen him. He's mighty fine. That said, we are duty bound. The world depends on us, the lands and the realm. That said, also killing him because he hasn't got a drink does seem a bit vindictive. Ed, where are we getting a giant-sized pint? They're all important questions. Right.
I have a feeling that the bandits would probably have a keg of some drinks, but also they might not appreciate us going and asking for it, especially after they have apparently been through the same, and we have the deal with them. So I would say on the one hand we have the unhappy bandits, and on the other hand we have the giant. Neither are great.
They gave me an idea. The poisoning of the giant. Do we have anything we could concoct?
This is somewhat outside of my realm of expertise.
What does herbal concoction do? I can't remember.
Helps you
I
heal.
believe it helps cure disease.
Can you overdose on it, maybe?
Poison. Poisons are measured by potency. Can we make a poison? Paralyzing. Oh, I miss Saffron. He could have whipped up a little something.
And molasses.
No, he would.
Molasses. Yes, it's true. Actually, that was more killy poisons.
Yeah, a blade to the neck, maybe.
Yes. What the fuck do you do with a bloody giant that won't move?
This is a.
Is the puzzle?
This is a terrible size puzzle. It's like a point-and-click adventure.
Yes. Can I try the bone in the corner on the giant? Can I try the mud pile with the giant? What does he want? What does he actually want? Let's get deep into psychology.
I feel like that's maybe the angle here.
What does he want? What does he need? What's part of his emotional or is not being met in this moment that he needs to receive and.
Would you like to roll an awareness to see if Hoisin noticed or remembered or anything?
I know because my awareness sucks.
Oh.
Duck feathers.
Very
I roll
unaware.
acrobatics to see if I notice anything.
It helps me think. Juggle.
3 backflips. Yeah.
I mean, Marcel will. Well, maybe you can ponder your scouting option. Marcel will have another little word with the giant and say, "Good sir, I cannot help but feel you are doing something of the runaround on us here. Perhaps you have your reasons. You don't want to move. You don't want seafood. I just simply cannot help but feel there is some other reason here why you're asking for more and more. It goes beyond the simple needs for food. Is there something else we can help you with? Some other issue plaguing your life that is causing you to be a little difficult with us at this time?"
He says, he stops, as you speak, he stops cutting up his boar, which is now expertly cut into, strips of bacon. He's mincing some to go into some sausage rolls later, all the bits. He's got a shoulder to go in his smoker, his Ninja all-in-one 7-setting barbecue smoker.
Yes.
Love it.
Got some pellets in there.
Because the bandits got him some pellets.
Yeah, nice.
He says almost quite angry, actually. He says, "Well, as I told you before, I'm not able to go and get food. I am chased away from any land. The humans, the orcs, whoever it is, these mad knights running around, whoever they are, they do not want me on their land. Us giants used to live in the mountains, and now this is no more. I am stuck in this tower asking for scraps from you puny humans. I have nowhere else to go."
And somewhere else to be. Send him to that inn. Probably very well. They're welcome any cost.
He's pretty handy with a cutting knife.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I will say that is on the Discord. That is literally what one party did do.
Is it?
Yeah, they got him to set up become the new owner of the inn.
Well, so out of the character, I really don't want to now, especially after this. I really don't want the solution to be violence. But I do also feel he may keep asking for more and more. It's probably going to lead to conflict with the bandits, which is fine if it does. But I just wonder if there's a cleverer solution. Now the inn doesn't sound so stupid, but now I feel like it's been robbed.
I mean, you do have a lot of sway. Like you have a lot of sway in the Misty Vale now.
Yes.
You could.
Would you say a lot of sway?
A lot of sway?
Enough sway.
I mean, you kind of cleared most of the map.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well,
There's a lot of empty places, and or you also, if you said to people in outskirt, look, this giant's gonna live here, leave him alone.
Yeah. Well, I
Fine
feel
as well.
this is sort of what I was wondering is, do we need to offer him something specific? But if perhaps that's not the case, then I think
Yeah, not much.
that's definitely the angle that I'd like to push.
You go up to Fort Malice.
Well, I thought Malice isn't very safe at this time.
I mean, the trees stop fucking around. I mean,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, perhaps that. So I am deeply saddened to hear of your tale. It is very sad since there are especially noble or once noble knights hunting your kind, mad for blood. As it is not safe for you, and that you must find yourself doing this. We could keep bringing you the food, and perhaps your bandits, you could keep getting the food from them, but there perhaps is a way we could make the land safer for you. We have got some friends with the local nightly orders, the local town. We are very well respected, and perhaps there is even some locations we could suggest that would be a little safer for you. Perhaps a fort in a large forest. Perhaps this would be a little bit more acceptable and lead to a more comfortable life for you.
Roll me a... I want to say sway, that's the wrong game. A convince.
I believe it is straight up persuasion in this old game.
With a boon.
I think he'd love Fort Malice.
That's what the boon is for.
Oh, nice. Ruby, sir.
In my head, I was just thinking it's too far away, but nothing's really that far.
Yeah, giant, right?
Big. Got a good stride. Let's roll.
You'll be there before 5:15. Oh, did he need the boonie?
Surprisingly, I was ready to expend my pushings.
He says, Fort Malice, you say? I know of this place. Is this not where there were many of these crazy knights?
Right, you know.
There were at least several crazy knights there. They've been either killed or subdued. We have even possibly brought one of them round to our cause of making this a better land. It is, as far as we know, a safe place to be. As safe as anywhere is up in the haunted forest. Safe for you, I would think.
He strokes his chin. He's like, It would not be too bad, I think, being in proximity to the elves. They at least do not fire their bows into me. They are very much live and let live.
Yes, we also have some friends among the elves. We've helped them around there too. They were honorable enough, mostly. But, certainly we can do what we can to ensure they are not surprised by our arrival.
Very well. I will, if it is true what you say, then I shall remove this boulder and head to Fort Malice. But if you are lying to me, then I will kill the knights and come back and kill you.
Uh-oh.
There was some sort of tree spirit there. It was a little hazardous, but certainly no knights. Perhaps you could be more attuned to the citizens than we were. More of a creature of this land.
I'd much rather stay with the tree spirits then. These damn dragon worshipping knights.
I'm grateful we've run to reach this arrangement. Please, while you take your time to gather your things and remove the boulder, we may just have a little nip outside and talk to those bandits outside, make sure there's no misunderstandings.
He kind of chuckles as if he's like, just remembered that the bandits exist. And he's like, oh yes, they will be rushing in here, no doubt, trying to get to the treasure, eh?
Yes, I certainly do have the eye for the treasure. No, of course, we have nobler goals.
Gains?
It may also involve the treasure, but not the same way.
He nods his giant's head, and he starts to turn, and he spins around with his knife, and he says, but if you are really lying to me, I will tell you again. I will turn you into sausage rolls like I did with this boar.
Is much appreciated. Should you wish to find us, my name is Sir Marcel de Bois. This is Hoisin Plumental, and this is Archibald Kreyn. You may find us at Outskirt, probably. Should you need to find us for anything. Even the killing, but hopefully not.
Or out there saving the whole land.
On Veil Book.
One mission at a time.
Mistygram. Follow for a follow. Well, he takes his big tree stump of a club, uses it to starts levering the boulder out the way. So are you going outside to talk to the bandits then?
I'll just get down the cellars.
Ooh.
Right away.
Well, that certainly will lead to conflict.
Oh well.
So,
exactly one thing.
There's making deals with bandits in the goal of diplomacy, and there's sticking to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't think in terms of like knightly vows, this is like necessarily one that Marcel would be too upset to break, to sneak in there. Technically, perhaps the deal could still be on if there is treasure to share as well.
Yeah, they can have what the fuck they want. There's exactly one thing we want.
Yeah, go on then. I think that's reasonable. Though I wonder they may they may notice. But we'll cross that
They'll
bridge
come
when we
running
get to it.
as soon as you see the giant moving. They won't be long. Do they ever specify exactly what they want, or do they were just quite generic in their
Treasure.
answer?
Yeah, they said there must be some kind of artifacts under here. But yeah, they're in it for the loot, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Loot. The loot.
So, you go down once the boulder is removed.
That sounds good.
It does make an almighty crash as Glam-Glam pushes it away into the rest of the rubble. Maybe even a bit of the outer wall collapses as well. So you see a spiral staircase curved into the rock. After 50 steps, the staircase opens into a square room. The bare rock walls look like they were once covered in tapestries, but now only threads and dust remain. Let's see, and so there is in the room. Well, actually, I can change the map. I can change the map phase.
Oh,
there we go. Get out of here, Glam-Glam.
see you later, Glam-Glam.
See you later, Glam-Glam. So, in this room, there is an altar against the far wall, carved from the same red stone as the tower itself. Standing upon the altar is a piece of the dragon statuette. Behind the altar is a spring that wells up in a semicircular basin. As you recall, the legend was that the spring water, if you drank it, you could not tell a lie.
My brain went straight away.
Oh, of course, that's what they wanted. Yes, that'd be quite a useful tool.
No. I thought you meant literally a big fucking metal spring. Just kind of like spinning around and just sitting there. And I was like,
Oh.
And on the end, a jack.
Why is there a giant slinky on the back of this thing? Where's that gonna go?
Is that the first thing you thought of?
Spring. I mean, when you ask, you refer to a water
Spring.
source as a spring.
Bones and skulls are strewn all over the floor under tattered clothes. Not without jewellery amongst them. There is a banner on the wall that has actually stood the test of time. It depicts a grinning wolf mounted on a pole of patinated bronze.
The pillar?
That's interesting. Does Marcel recognise this famous, possibly banner in the tower?
Oh, go! Give me a Mr. Legends roll.
Why not? I love rolling these sort of middle of the table skill rolls that always fail.
These
had to say
shadowy remains.
They just always do.
Are these shadowy remains truthful to the actual reality of the map?
Yes. And as you enter, 20 The room is filled with light as 20 translucent figures rise from the remains.
Oh my.
And silently, one by one, they make their way past you up the stairs.
Wait, the giant was
Ooh.
stopping them leaving?
A single wraith lingers in the room. It has the appearance of an orc woman in an ankle-length robe, with heavy jewellery around her neck and a tiara on her head. She speaks to you in an archaic language. Let's see if Archibald knows what it is.
It's not going to come up that often, so let's hope. I feel like this did possibly come up in the early sessions and failed.
There you go. So she's saying,
Hey.
Archibald translates for the party. She says, I am Akka Bonebreaker of Clan Takruk. In gratitude for freeing us, I give you 2 gifts. She points at the banner. This is the banner of Takruk, which can aid an orc commander in righteous battle. And then she points at the spring. This is the fountain of truth. Drink from it and swear an oath that cannot be broken. And then she points at the altar and says, this is a relic from the days of the Dragon Empire. Farewell.
Ooh.
She follows the spirits up the stairs.
Wow. I think sort of belatedly recognizing what's happening, there's a sort of awkward bow or something from Marcel, a clanking little, thank you very much, noble lady. She's gone.
Right, 3 things. She spotted the spring and the banner. And what was the first thing?
The spring, the banner, and the dragon statuette piece.
Mm.
And like, sorry, it all happened very fast. We dragon the giant moved. Did we open like a magical door? Because they all seem to have been like reacted to this.
There was a boulder blocking the entrance.
A boulder, but they see they're like wraiths and stuff. Can they not pass through a boulder?
Apparently not.
Okay. All beans.
And so she also mentioned swearing. Was she just saying that you swear a vow at the spring, or was she just saying that the spring stops you from being able to tell a lie, or was being a bit cryptic, or was it unclear?
She says, drink from it and swear an oath that cannot be broken. So the rumor was, the legend was, that at this altar, the knights of Illidan swore oaths to their emperor and the empire.
Okay. Well, I think Marcel would be taken by the sort of, I guess it's a very knightly setting, right? So he's a traveling knight who's been somewhat, well, he's found purpose, I think, in this quest, but relatively without purpose. I think he'd be quite taken by the idea of sort of reaffirming oaths to save the land, I suppose. So he would probably start gingerly walking towards it, but he's not diving to the spring to get on his knees, but he's definitely sort of considering
Just ignoring the statue for now.
doing something. I mean, the statue is there, but I think he's more taken by the
Remind me what she said about the statue again? She said the statue was
it's a relic from the days of the Dragon Empire. I mean, you know what they are.
I was gonna say.
This is for if it's somebody's like first adventure.
I like that. So,
This is not just junk.
When you get like a tool, you get like a hint, like 100 hours into Elden Ring, and it's like, C to crouch. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, well, yeah, Hoisin is near the dragon. I mean, at the end of the day, the mission is to get the dragon and go. So, but Marcel seems enthralled by the spring of a knightly honor, and he wishes to allow him to pursue his knightly pursuit. So he's primed and ready in case if the slightest sniffs of shenanigans, Hoisin will grab the statue and run for the exit, but more than happy for Marcel to continue.
Yes. Well, player Milo has forgotten the name of the big bad. It's not Sathmog isn't the actual big bad, right?
So Sathmog's
It is, but
like
it's
the
his-
big demon. And
Azul.
Azrael Koth is the is his kind of like sorcerer.
Cool. Well, I think knowing that Sathmog is the big bad of his knowledge, like what, like who's come up all the time. I think Marcel will walk to the altar and place down his. Well, he's actually not holding his weapons anyway, but I think he'd take off his helmet in a rare display. Hopefully, he won't need it on immediately. And he said, "I reaffirm my oath as a knight. Perhaps I become the only knight of this age, of the knight of size. And I swear this day that if not I, then my party, I shall assist them together. We shall slay Sathmog and rid this land of evil." And he'll sip from the spring.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you
That's
don't do that by the end of the campaign, you die. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the unbreakable vow.
Excellent.
Yeah. Cool. Do you remember
and then
that?
look at the banner.
Do you remember that? Yeah. Right, there we go. That's done.
I think it's. I mean, it sounds very functional, but I think it's a sort of like he does his prayer, he gets up, and he's like, "Well, this feels like a sign."
Yeah, yeah.
Anything happen? Like, did the water turn a shiny color? Any actual indication that shit went down?
No.
Means?
Maybe it's always been based on faith.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to say there was 20 different drinking vessels for you to pick from.
They're better not.
You have chosen wisely. Right. And let me draw you a couple of treasure cards for the stuff that's on the floor.
Okay.
Well, I was half right about the drinking implement because you got a chalice.
Jealous.
2d6 times 5. That's a valuable cup.
Oh, whoops. So, whoops, I meant to roll 1d6. So that's
Whoopsie.
that's 15 silver coins. And 7 times 5 is a number. 35 again.
35, yeah.
Gold coins. No, what am I doing? D6. Yeah, 3 times 5. So 15 silver coins, 35 gold coins.
And is that us collecting all the treasure, or is that us leaving some treasure for the banditos?
That's all the treasure.
Well, hold on.
And just before that, Mikey, is there anything to our knowledge special about this banner, or is it just a banner of legend and it's a banner? Because I think Marcel's going to take it either way, but
Taking the banner. I mean, I've got no qualms about that. I just
So I'll tell you what it
that's
does because it's pretty cool.
I mean, they don't know what's down here,
No.
so for the sake of the land,
For the good of the land.
I take
City
20
Hall.
gold coins.
Are you leaving some? Well, I mean, it's a chalice, so you can't split it.
Right. Okay.
Unless
Then
you
I
literally
just
like
take the
knock
chalice.
off the handle or something.
How big the chalice?
I don't know. Does it matter?
Easily concealable is what I'm saying.
You
Or
got
talk like
bags
goblet
and
of
stuff,
fire,
don't
kind of.
you? You can shove it in your
I'm a
bags.
dog. On the donkey.
On the donkey? Your donkey's not down here, I don't think.
No, I know, but
Give it to Marrow to swallow.
exactly.
But of course, the dragon statuette is the real prize. But the banner is cool. So all orcs within sight get a boon if carried by an orc. But if it's carried by a non-orc, all orcs get a bane.
Oh,
Okay.
well, that's cool.
Yeah, and I thought if Alex was here, he'd definitely want to give it to Mallard as like a dowry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you snooze, you lose.
Well, maybe there's something in that though, in terms of having allies for the end.
What's left of the room that looks vaguely like there's some treasure here?
Nothing. like yeah, you must be sensing a pattern that these places actually don't. These rumored, massive treasure vaults never seem to really exist.
Did you collect the dragon statue? Someone picked it up, right?
I assume you picked it up.
I didn't say so, but I picked it up.
I
Well,
just
look,
assumed so.
You said didn't you roll some silver coins as well? What's these silver coins you rolled?
Yeah, just 15 silver coins.
Right, I scatter them in the corner. We found last time. We found something. Diamond. Oh, the diamond was worth quite a lot, wasn't it?
I've got last session. Oh no, two weeks ago I've got 30 silver, 40 gold herbal concoction.
Yeah, that was the diamond. The silver was the short sword, I believe. Or not. Maybe that was something different.
I think I just wrote short sword for the short sword. No, I didn't actually. 30 silver then, I guess.
Yeah. I lay the short sword on the table as if it's proudly presented. Sprinkle the silver coins over it.
Nice.
So it looks all.
And also they believed there was a room that the water was special. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
we can make millions.
I'm leaving this to Hoisin. It's his master plan to get out of here through trickery. While still leaving them something. Perhaps not 50-50.
We just look, it's this or kill them as they try and stop us from taking the stuff. This is we will kill them, so we might as well just be nice, eh?
Yes, the goal is to not kill them.
Agreed. Nobody dies. With that. They're going to be. One second, team. They're going to be, if not already here, at the top of the stairs. We should stop looking despondent and unimpressed by what we saw down here, and tell them we left the loot, but maybe show them. You could talk of the water and pretend that you tried to worship there, but it was a terrifying experience, and we can all look traumatized and try and escape hastily while they come and explore. What say you?
Certainly, I shall be happy to tell them that the banner, which has no real value, but value to our knights, and that's all there was there.
Alright, so do you head outside? I can close this very
Indeed.
bright page. Oh, thank goodness. I know I need to go back. Map phase. Okay, there we go. Alright. Oh, you've moved a bit down. So, as you come up the spiral stairs, you see the banditos gingerly hovering around the entrance. What do you say? What do you do?
Oh, my friends, alas. We poked our heads down into the depths and There is not much there, I'm afraid. We would not take what was meagerly there, some coins and what looked like a rather fine weapon. I believe that Sir Marcel here picked up a raggedy banner that reminded him of his long-lost friend, but is otherwise worthless. But please, help yourself to the rest of the treasures, and it was our pleasure to help with this giant. We didn't find what we were looking for either, sadly.
I love sincere Hoisin. It's like he's talking at someone's funeral. Yeah, I was very sorry for your loss. Roll me bluffing.
Can I assist this roll? Or I can't remember how helping was assist.
Can I roll persuasion?
No, you're bluffing.
I just chime in and say,
Please.
Truth be told, if I was you, I would also be a little suspicious. I know we went down there in a hurry. We wanted to make sure it was safe. But rest assured, the spring that was rumored is there, and we have drank of the spring, and cannot tell a lie.
That count as helping?
I mean, I'm leaning towards not because, like, why would they trust one over the other? I guess.
Indeed.
Two people are saying it.
A group of bandits, probably the more suspicious lot than normal.
Best roll a good bluff.
Luckily, it's low, and we know what happens when I roll low, don't we?
Don't say it. You ruin it.
Nah, that's fun.
Oof.
I pushed myself.
Push myself. You just start getting really angry. It's like, look, I'm telling the truth.
You know what? I might do that.
Yeah.
I never quite buy the whole getting angry, but this is quite an important.
It's passion.
Scenario.
It's a persuasive device.
Yes. You know what? No, but you know what? He's angry because there was nothing there. So he's really getting he's really getting into character. There's nothing there. Yeah, I really my
from
ill
the,
temper. He starts.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll roll bluffing. I mean, it's still quite hard to pass, isn't it? Really, just adds a boon, doesn't it? You know. Roll a boon!
Stranger things have happened.
Ah.
Oh.
I don't know why you rolled 2, but they were both fails.
Boon. But that's what the old temper does. Gives you a
Oh,
boon.
right. I thought that was. Never mind. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Nearly got it.
Oh yeah, so close.
I think one of the bandits turns angrily to Ursik. Says, I thought you said there was loads of treasure down there. She says, she like hisses back. There is. They're just lying, can't you see? It's obvious. They've got all the treasure. And they're trying to run away with it before we came in. Probably made a deal with that troll and all.
Giant!
Or whatever it is. And she what knife what weapon can she brandish? Equipment.
No, thank you.
A broad. Oh no, she's got a crossbow. So she gets out her crossbow. It's cocked and loaded, points it at you, and she says, now empty your pockets, and we're going to count this out 50-50, like we agreed.
You're not taking that as a skill for disarming, like blocking arrows. I thought no one's ever fired an arrow at us the whole fucking campaign. That.
You did block some raining frogs, though.
Yeah, well, you can parry with a shield, can't you?
Yeah, I can. Yes.
No one else can't No, you can't parry. I was going to say I have a parrying knife that won't help against a bolt bullet.
No.
I surreptitiously give the goblet to marrow, and she could just.
Marcel will step forward at this time and say, "It is up to you whether or not you believe us. That is your prerogatives. These are dangerous times. This was a dangerous quest, and who are you to trust us? But please, I implore you not to start this fight. We have tried to avoid a violent solution here, both with you and the troll. You can see us for who we are. We are adventurers and slayers. And I do not even believe your crossbow can pierce my hardened armor. Please, I implore you not to start a fight that you cannot finish."
Hoisin kind of does a little. I'm gonna help. Hoisin
You're all in one mind
like,
at this point.
No, Hoisin does the most sick, like spear, spin, and throw, and it's very intimidating.
You're done all in this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, so while this is obviously sort of an intimidation, its goal is not to be like, intimidation. And then he's like,
It's just showing exactly how dramatically powerful we are.
Hey,
nice. And I was gonna say I would have said it started with a bane, because they're already like on the path towards violence at this point. But I would have given you a boon because everything you're saying is true. Like, you actually have been pursuing this. Like, you haven't shown once that you wanted to be violent at all.
Well, the boon would have been for the spear.
I love that. Thank you.
Can we say the boom is for the spear display? Can we just say it?
Can we just make it canon, guys? Yeah, you're doing Darth Maul shit. Archibald's like spinning a fireball on his finger, like in Space Jam, and Marrow's doing some like standing on their hind legs, jumping in circles.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's it.
Cool. And at this display, Ursik lowers her crossbow. And says, "No, I don't believe that either of us want to see an outbreak of violence. I don't think much of us would survive. But at least tell me this. Are you telling the truth? Have you stuck to our deal? Is there 50% still down there?"
Think. We just stare. And just walk past them. Not say anything. Just give them the nod, just kind of, kind of like, make your own mind up. One of those. We just.
In some ways, that's actually kind of quite a sort of typical way for this sort of conversation to end, isn't it? Without a resolution. My first thought is like, but,
yeah.
I think Marcel is compelled by the acceptance that there's no violence, that he would give them an answer. Say, I will not continue the charade. This is not half the value of the treasures down there. We have taken more than our fair share. However, there are treasures down there, and I must say, the things that we have taken, mostly, are part of a grander quest for us to make this land safe and livable again. I apologize for deceiving you, but there are greater goals at hand.
Awkward, because Hoisin did the whole nod and walk past thing, and he thought Marcel was following him, so kind of a little awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just looked like they look defeated. They're expecting a big treasure, and now they have this humiliation on top. But I think Ursik just says, "Fine then, fuck off."
Nothing further to say after that.
Any kind of
Then Glam-Glam comes back in. "Oh, you lot, knock it off."
Is there a second, let me double check something first before God, cheeky.
Oop.
No, it's fine. I thought my sleight of hand was better than it was.
What are you going to do now?
I thought I'd like slip the goblet back in the little bit. They've been quite nice about it. Or actually, I thought I'd like, as we walk past, I thought I'd slip the goblet in their bag and just, leave them a surprise gift for later on. But I've only got 7 sleight of hand, so it's not worth doing if it's not a bit fun. You know?
How influenced are you by that BBC show Hustle? Because I swear, every other session is like, I feel like you're just playing a character from Hustle.
I'm just thinking of putting grenades in people's pockets. What you're thinking,
I'm waiting for you to like. I swear in Blades is where you try to like handshake and then turn someone's watch back.
There's a lot of trying to poison people. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, you boss bitched that encounter.
Yep, that's what we do.
With no violence. It's a party first.
It's never been done.
Oh, yeah.
Well, well.
Now that we are at the encounter, would the troll have absolutely murdered us? Do you think? Troll, giant. Because I think it seemed likely.
You want me to tell you the
describe
stats?
the size of his weapon.
Oh, wrong one.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think you made the right decision.
Yeah, that's probably a fair summary.
Let's have a look. So, 74 HP.
Ooh.
1 frosty, so 2 moves around. First attack is crushing blow, 4d10 bludgeoning.
Yeah. That's like of a magnitude more dangerous than anything we've seen.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Raw within 10 meters, everyone suffers a fear attack. Stomp attack, 2 players within 4 meters, 4d6. Sweeping blow, all adventurers, 2d10. Forceful throw, 4d8. And thrown.
Be honest, are you a little disappointed?
Smash attack. Everyone within 2 meters, 3d6 damage. And these all knock you down as well, but we don't really play that rule. No, I think somebody would die. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
If not everyone.
Be such an instant death. Yeah, it would either be a death and a running away, and then what do we do now, or an end of the campaign.
Yeah, because they're all big damage. Most monsters so far have 1 or 2 have been nasty.
For sure, even the weaker attacks would potentially down someone in 1, if not half or more than. Wowzers.
But what's cool is he has a weak spot. So if you climb on top of him, and you attack him on his head, you do double damage.
Oh.
So you could have acrobated Legolas-style up the giant.
As someone who's tends to have that be his default I don't think I would have even thought to do that, to be honest.
No.
I mean, to be fair, I was planning to go up the ladder and attack him from above.
Yeah, you were.
That would have worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's annoying, isn't it? Because you play so many of these games and you're like, it doesn't matter where I attack them or what I do because a hit is a hit.
Climb up things. Yeah, I wouldn't already.
And then even if there are special attack options, find weak spot or something. I mean, maybe if we'd have done that, you might have felt inclined to tell us about it, possibly.
Weak spot would have just gone for a place that armor would have been just like the armor.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a chance that if we had the intention to find what, you might have generously shared information with us, but you wouldn't have had to.
I think.
On the plus side, now we know future counters.
Yeah, I think the White Death also had a weak spot. And I was going to tell you if you passed your Myths and Legends roll. Oh no, Beastry. Somebody rolled a beast roll for it, Beast Law, but failed. So
yeah, probably Marcel. Got lots of middling from his long life that never
Yeah.
always seem to have their rare usage come up and then never deliver. But this is the way.
This is the way.
We should pokey scan all our enemies, to be fair. I can't ask. I don't think about it, actually. What would you for a giant? Would it be Beast Law?
Yeah.
Been the thing. What would you roll for a giant? Yeah, I
It's
did
a
for some reason I
monster.
really thought about. Well, that was it. It was when we were talking about trying to analyze his motive. I thought, oh, we could roll a Beast Law on that, and then I had 3, so I didn't. But that's yeah, worth thinking about. Let's go. We're still learning. Good, thanks for letting us know. 'Cause I mean, yeah, going forward, any kind of big enemies, we probably should. If we have a moment, we should probably do some due diligence to analyze and assess, knowing that's an option at least, or something similar is good to know.
Yeah. I mean, the book actually says, like the giant's plan is to basically to drag it out as long as possible to do to you guys what he did to the bandits and keep asking you for stuff. But if you offer him something significant in exchange, such as a job or a home, and that's the way to do it non-violently. And so when you guys were like, what does he really want? I was like, wow. I was hoping that you would actually get to that point.
We asked that before. No, we even asked that before he started giving the sub story, didn't we?
Yeah, that's how you got to the sub story.
What's really
a bit
going
emotionally
on
in tune
here?
today.
Yeah. So that was very well done.
Good, well done. That'll be an experience point. That's the reason we did it.
Yeah. But you would have got one for
This game, yeah. Isn't there XP for overcoming a obstacle without using force? Isn't that one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also get an XP for overcoming an obstacle with force, so.
Oh.
Quickly, find me some. Get back to the bandit.
The more!
Balance in all things.
Yeah.
Just stab them. Oh shit, sorry. Sorry guys, we need our XP point.
But I guess solving the whole puzzle of the tower size, I guess counts.
We'll deal with them again. I'm just joking. I'm not. That's not what it's about.
It's not what it's about. Right.
I felt bad. Yeah, I felt bad on robbing them so much, quite, because it's not very. Right, and very small, I've got to afford a horse now.
I can.
We're coming back. We're coming back with. Not for you. We're coming back with quite a lot of gold.
Yes, of course, because we didn't cash out from the last thing, did we?
Oh, we've got about 75 extra gold just sitting.
Wee.
The chalice and the whatever else was 40 gold lost. So.
Oh, perhaps it's time for the shopping quest.
No.
Well, first we've got to deal with what the fuck do we do with this last statue quest. That's the.
Yeah, that's quite a big one to figure out, isn't it? And I think not just our characters, but we still need to sort of see okay, so we actually gave most of the pieces away. Now we have one, so.
We have one bargain left.
We still effectively have to select our path. For the what comes next. That feels like
if we give it to her, we'll definitely have to buy a horse if we give it to her, except another 50 gold. Maybe? No, that's a big conversation. Which I don't know. I mean, I guess that's right for now, right? Because
the conversation.
What else is there to do other than to head back to Outgo, really?
Well, is it time for the pathfinding roll?
Oh,
here we go.
I can't. So this is with a boon, isn't it? This one.
Yes.
Yep. Huzzah!
He got some silver.
Fishing for dragons.
Ooh. I'll do the random encounter. Ooh. Leeches.
No!
A flooded section of the path is riddled with leeches. Anyone wading through the water must roll a bushcraft or take D3 damage and suffer a condition of their choice. Armor has no effect.
Yeah, plate armor, no effect on leeches, is it? You can wear nice fancy trousers and not get leeches. Alas, I shall do the roll and leave my complaint at that.
Oh, I remember seeing something. There's something about my thing about no negative effects.
Hey!
Well,
balance in all things, as I said.
You completed the set.
On the same dice roll, on the same skill, though. That's annoying. All right, sorry, what was it? Damage?
D3.
D3. Are you going to roll that, or shall I?
You can roll it, sir.
Oh, gee, thanks. Uh,
You'll probably sleep it off. The big
there we
3.
go. Big 3.
Might just be a.
Oh, and a condition of your choice.
Ah, of course. I think angry. Angry feels okay.
I got leeches in my armor.
This is very uncomfortable as this takes. Do you know how long this takes to put on, take off? Remove the little bloodsuckers.
At least it'll cure you of your ailments.
That's true. True. It's true in this time, probably.
Yeah.
It's the
Pop a
fact
couple
at
of
this
leeches on your todger. Come on, Mikey, bushcraft. Up 2, 3. Up 2, 3.
I thought it was something I had innately, but I'm sure there's something that was like
Immune to
can't
leeches.
take any effect from like that sea leg. That was it. Sea leg's an ability. You can activate this ability when performing an action in water, even if only waist deep. You are safe from all negative effects of being in water. I don't have this. I just remembered. I thought I did. I was excited.
No,
I probably should have this. But would that? It's interesting. Would that even count? What is it? The leeches are in the water.
Yes.
You're safe from all negative effects of being in water, including the risk of drowning. Doesn't seem like it would.
I think that
leeches,
means
yeah,
like the
does.
movement
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
penalties,
yeah,
the fact you have to roll
currents
swimming
or
every time, yeah.
or if it's like a fast current. It does, but it's funny. It does literally say
All negative,
effects of being in water.
including giant snakes.
Yeah, so if someone stabs you with a sword in the water, it's like, no, I'm in the water, guys. All right.
I got my sea legs.
Water stabbings don't count.
Sorry, I'm rolling to bushcraft to not get leeched.
Please.
Please.
Well,
Probably fast these days.
it's,
3 damage, you say?
it's 2 damage.
I'm just going to nip to the loo. I should be back.
We're going to cap over, aren't we? So this feels a bit redundant.
Well, it's a random encounter. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. I like the frogs.
Archibald takes a nibble. Let me see if I can do Milo's next roll. So you move further out of the marshes. Do you think you guys would want to stop at the inn on the way back, or?
No.
Oh dear, he's not going to be very happy with me.
Oh dear.
Now I have to look up the journey mishap table.
Good lord.
How have
What
you
a
done
thing to
that?
do.
We haven't, well, to be fair, we haven't got lost in ages.
That's true. Right. D12 on the mishaps. Toi. Well, wouldn't you know, it's torn
Toi.
clothes as you go through the
See?
marshy thickets. The clothes of a random player are damaged and now count as rags. And it's Archibald.
Is he
could
getting
be
all actually
worse.
nice clothes?
But I assume you still progress, so. And now it is time to camp.
Camping time.
Tent
The
large.
Bushcraft for all.
Oops.
Oh, he failed. But that's okay if you pass, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Phew.
Cool. Are you eating rations, or are you hunting and fishing, or?
Yes.
I mean, it would be rude
Okay.
not to try fishing on the camping trip, but I shall not make a meal of it.
Hey.
Oh, or should you?
Look at that. Some fishies caught. I think it's D4 rations worth.
D4 fishes.
Which invariably is
the
one.
sardine.
Always the way. I feel like maybe we caught some fishes on the way out at some point, and didn't cook them. So still, if I'm allowed to do a bushcraft to cook them, I know it's technically another stretch of time, but better than the rations. Oh, it's cooking. Wait, it's cooking? No, cooking is part of bushcraft. Up to you, or if we need to wait a bit longer and everyone does more. It's, just not to drag
You
out
can.
my
It just
cooking
means you'll
experience
be.
minigame.
You can. It'll just be. You'll be back. One shift.
Well, saves on ration purchasing.
It does.
And I
It
believe
does.
there's a boon with the cooking pot.
Oh really?
I'm just going to double check that though.
really?
Because I could have misremembered it. Where is it? The field kitchen. It is indeed a boon.
Abode.
Well,
Did you just
Tuggers.
torch your sardine?
yes,
Oh dear.
yes. Rations it is.
I'm sorry, guys. I feel terrible.
That was only a little, Marcel, but now it is even less.
All right. You sleep, and you wake
sleep.
up. You slept, and you wake up,
Rested.
and guess what? You wake up.
Oh, frogs.
The sun rises, and then
What?
the sun disappears, and you are cast in shadow, as
Oh shit. Isn't it?
there is
That is concerning.
a solar eclipse.
Oh, isn't the sun already kind of blood red in the sky?
Yep.
Oh.
And you must make a will
Now-
test to resist fear.
Well, yes, indeed. Without knowledge of astrology, this could be really rather concerning.
You mean astronomy?
Oh goddamn!
Shit.
Now I don't know.
Shit.
Yes, I do
I
mean.
couldn't
Do
tell
I?
you.
Yes.
I couldn't tell you.
They're just
I took it as my science for 2 years. Astronomy.
I thought I was confident I had the right one, but what was that? A will?
Years.
Would you look at that?
Wow.
Another wasted dragon.
Maybe you do know about astronomy.
Or maybe he knows about astrology, and that's just giving him the confidence.
Yeah, maybe it's
that
like,
he needs.
yeah. Oh my god, my reading said this would happen. I'm going to have my best life now.
Well, no fear from this, but still concern. Definitely still concern.
Final pathfinding roll, please, to get back to Outskirt.
Roger.
Final.
I'm not Roger.
Roger. Roger.
Cleaner. Well, yeah, you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it, Ozzy.
If you're bien cute.
Let's see if there's any random encounters around the town. Number 8.
Down, around the town. Around the town, around the town.
Well, on your road back, you end up walking alongside a farmer. No, wait, a farmer and her son. It's a strapping young lad, and they start inquiring about where you've been and what you've been doing and who you are in this land. And then they suddenly go, hang on a minute, you're those adventurers who have come into the Misty Vale. You've been sorting out all sorts of problems all over the place. Well, have you just come out of the Haunted Marshes? I see the leech marks.
Fully rested.
And then she turns to her son and she says, well, that makes sense. Didn't I say that, what's her name? And that is actually me not knowing the name. Didn't I tell you Antelia went missing in the Road's End Inn? And she came back to Outskirt yesterday. Must have been rescued by these fine gentlemen. That was you, wasn't it?
Who was that?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
That was the
Little
girl
yes.
you rescued in the
Yes,
illusion.
yes. No, it was our pleasure.
I was assuming, but I was like, I don't know.
She was in peril, and it's our heroically duty to save all those in trouble. So it was no trouble at all. But our absolute pleasure.
Well, isn't that wonderful news? Pray tell, what's next on your list of places to save?
Just the whole of the lands. Nothing too big.
Could you maybe make sure the sun comes back to us?
Well, I can't throw a spear at it, but I can tell you.
Everyone knows if you roll a demon, a dragon, I mean,
Anything's possible.
you can do anything with that bloody spear.
Yeah.
Throw a spear at the sun.
I cannot say for certain that we know exactly what is happening with his son and how the darkness claims the land. But I feel it in my heart that when the evil is rid of this land, the light will return. Certainly we shall strive to do that. Maybe after I find the new sword.
And the young lad gestures to your banner. He's like, you find any other interesting relics in the Haunted Marshes? I'd love to have a look. Never seen fancy things.
Is this banner not fancy enough for you? Look, this is the new banner. It's quite an old banner. It's gonna have a bit of rebrand. This is a new banner of the Knights of this Tower of Size. It's pretty fancy, no? It's very old.
Yeah, but I'm talking like, Dragon Empire relics. That sort of thing. I love that stuff, don't I, Mum?
I'm afraid the adventuring life is not always filled with all of the exciting relics you might hope for.
Yeah, looks disappointed. He says, so you didn't find nothing from the Dragon Empire in the Haunted Marshes then?
Who is this? Random person.
Yeah.
I think Marcel in his great helm just turns to turns to Hoisin to help him deal with the situation.
What's that? Oh no, we're coming. We're on our way. Sorry. Adventure calls. Oh, good day, good citizen. Leave. Exit.
It is
To by bear.
it is awkward when you're on a hike and then there are people walking the same speed.
Oh,
You're like, I don't want to be in earshot of these people for the next 2 hours.
that's terrible.
Yeah. Happened all the time in Iceland because there's so many bloody Americans.
Oh yeah, very busy.
And every time you overtook them, they'd always do like a wisecracking joke. That was the price you had to pay.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you want to carry my stuff? See you at the bottom. Shut up, Ted from Michigan. So I think you you maybe outstrip them with your. I mean, they're probably carrying like stuff to farm, like food stuffs to sell. So you could probably outstrip them with your lighter party.
I've got a donkey, to be fair.
Yeah, you got a pretty sprightly donkey, don't you?
And I feel this is one of the best.
Got the. So you make it back to outskirt.
You do.
With your final dragon piece.
Indeed. Now what?
That's a big decision to make.
So in terms of the sort of the factions, you've got Leonara and her lot.
Yeah.
Who you've given 3 of the pieces to already.
I'm aware.
You've got the dragon keepers of the Immaculate Flame, Alphelia and Tylos. And then you've got these cultists, Sathmog cultists.
We're not them.
Yeah, don't give it to them.
That one's that bit fairly easy.
Yeah.
I think the choice for the other 2 is a bit trickier.
We might be overcooking it. We don't really have like a safe. We don't really have a safe house doing outskirts after all this time. We still don't really have like a base operations doing.
You're staying at the inn.
Really, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the inn where Leonara works. Because thinking, we've got this is our one bargaining chip. Like we've done something crafty, like left it, buried it somewhere sneaky outside the old inn. We know the old inn back in the.
Probably. I feel like the safest place for it to be is on us.
Well, yes, in a way.
And you have to
agree.
If anyone wants to take it from us, they'll have to kill us.
And is it small enough for Maro to swallow? And to have
for
kind of
8 to 10
12-hour
hours.
window of it. Yes.
I don't think so. I don't know.
So we need. I feel like our best bet is to play it safe and go to Elia first and run down where we're at. But I just worry if we go into a knight's circle of knights. Here's the thing that can do this. They might, just take it off us. So that's why I kind of feel like. I mean, while it's safe with us, it's also safer completely out of everyone's hands.
I feel like we could go and meet with Ophelia and discuss the situation. We've been fairly open, somewhat open, I think, about that. And that would be a halfway house between us going straight to Leonara and saying, "Hey, here's the last piece," or "Hey, actually, we want those 3 back."
Yes. No, agreed. It's more that we go there with the piece and kind of have all our chips on the table, as it were.
I'm not too worried about going anywhere with the piece.
Okay. All right. Clip it. I've got receipts. Now these things go. Suddenly the knights of them are all Sathmog followers and they've been secretly manipulating us, and actually the Sathmog followers are actually the good guys.
Who's overcooking it now?
I mean, I was always overcooking it. I was asking you if I was. I was just double checking, but.
Oh right. In this instance, yes, definitely overcooking.
The last time the bad guys turned out to be the good, well, maybe not the good guys, but the not as bad as the real bad guys. I think you still ended up murdering the guy you didn't like anyway. So.
Who's that?
That pirate captain guy.
Yeah, well, he was
and his airship.
Not all of us murdered him.
Look how far you've come.
Liberal use of the word "you." I mean, I genuinely don't know what the best course of action is. I think it remains a little unclear, right? There are 2 groups of people who claim to be planning to do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, are you planning to go into the crypt and get the sword of Elidane?
Yes.
Sounds like we need it.
Yeah. So and Ophelia seems like she'd back us up on that. We just need to get the other pieces back from Lorenzo.
Yeah, or we all go
Yeah.
together and get the sword and collectively use it to save the day.
Well, I think we all want the same thing, so I think there is a way to get all parties on board together. But for
Hopefully.
now, all we know is we're not taking on one bargaining chip, two. Where's he gone? Lorena.
Leonara.
So we are going to Ophelia, and Marcel is on record saying he has no worries about walking into a chamber of knights with the piece on us. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to Ophelia to lay it all out, come up with a plan of action, execute it.
Correct.
Not actually execute anyone. Get through.
Hopefully.
I think the microphone like muted your table slaps, which was disappointing. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, great job Discord, but also
Yeah.
Better than the Apple headphones, they're very good noise cancelling.
Hmm.
Groovy. Are we going to in her? Is she in like a chapel or a?
I think you find her and Tylos at the blacksmith's
there. Why stuck with him? Is he
doing some good old
adjusting?
yeah, doing some good old the 99 steps to nightly recovery. Step number 1 is spend a shit ton of time with your top off making swords,
Doing some honest labour to ground yourself.
Exactly. Blue-eyed samurai, that scene, when she's making the and Alfila's like, nope, not good enough.
Oh, it's a good scene though.
Yeah. Yeah. So you find them in the blacksmith.
Okay. Walk in. Not too. Just as if nonchalantly. I think maybe just
blacksmith's shop scene. Let me just move to that.
Oh, would you look at that?
Never got to use this before.
That's fun.
Nice.
Oh, when you change scene, it makes my entire. Oh, wow.
So there's a bellows and everything.
Well, that was. It's a bit of a spring.
Yeah, that is a bit of a spring.
It's such a mental issue. It's just giant, just metal spring just sitting at the back of the room. Tired. It's tiring being existing.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I think we just. I think we just walk in. I mean, again, I don't feel comfortable revealing the whole plan of Tylos. Maybe we just gesture to.
That's reasonable, I think.
Yeah, Ophelia just to kind of, hey, come on, jab in.
Yeah, I can even get her up on that. Oh.
Right. I can't remember how much we shared with her about
the speed of alchemy now that they've done some back end changes.
It's been a lot quicker for me, although it did almost the whole thing kind of was crap the bed when you changed the background. It got there, and now it's running smooth.
Yep.
Yeah, are we talking to her relatively private?
Yeah, I think she's sort of borrowing this section of the smithy for her.
Lovely.
Keeping Tylos busy on his side quest.
So, Ophelia, we come to an important crossroads in our journey. The end is in sight, but we have one hurdle to cross before then. I can't remember how much we've shared so far, but we have the last piece of the dragon statue, emperor statue. That's the good news. The bad news, we don't have the other three. a win-lose scenario. But the barmaid, who I suspect isn't really a barmaid at all, Leonara, has the other 3, and she has sold them to us. So we need to either come together as a tight unit and agree to peacefully unite together to bring the statues to the underground cavern and retrieve the sword of Eldain. What say you?
The ringing of hammering metal stops as Tylos looks up at you with his leather apron on with nothing underneath, heaving chest, and he's like,
Not being so sexy, Tylos.
"That's
For 1
impossible."
minute.
And also, are you saying that you sold an ancient relic
went sidebar.
of the
We
Dragon
went-
Emperor to some barmaid
Here.
for mere
No,
gold?
We went. Oh, we sidebarred. That's the whole point. Stop with him. I knew he'd act like this.
Oh, I thought you were like. I was saying that her and Tylos are in this section of the smith.
No,
There's no like.
I said we wanted to pull her to one side. That was the whole point. That was the whole. Come here. Come here.
Oh, I see.
I knew he'd act like that.
It did seem likely he wouldn't like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's not in a position
Oh,
to
they're-
stop you, but
Oh, I know, but I could just do that at the aggro stage, to be honest.
yeah.
I could do that with staff. You know? He's already smouldering in the corner. It's rippling.
Yeah.
I think I just like to, have one conversation, not disturbed by this. If it was okay, if we could, to retcon, I was trying to, yes, I thought we'd pulled her to one side to have this discussion.
No, all good. We can retcon that.
Thanks, thank goodness. Although I enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed the...
Hmm.
But I mean, she would say the same thing, but obviously in a more hushed
That's fine,
way.
exactly. That's all I want. It's just how they say it. Do I need? I need some gentle tones. I need some soothing.
But I think she would say, "Was this before or after I told you not to hand over the pieces?"
I'm pretty sure after.
Wait, was it?
I think we'd sold. I think.
I thought it was before.
Yeah, she told you that after you'd already given her 3 pieces.
Yeah, because that's why I, player Milo, as well as Marcel, had a revelation going. Oh, that was obvious.
Yeah, we gave them before. Yeah, we did. We gave them before. She told us. Yeah. So I said after. And
I must say, in hindsight, it seems like perhaps not the smartest move, but when we arrived in this land, it seemed a trustworthy source, so we did not truly appreciate the value of what we are doing. So we have learned a lot of land, and even from you. So we do find ourselves in a little situation. So we have one of the pieces, so there is some leverage.
We bought a tent large.
Worth. Not a good night's
Oh,
sleep
I
in
agree.
that tent large.
It's not like use out of it. Hindsight is that, of course, this was not the best way to proceed. But yes, when we arrived here these many moons ago, she was our only friend in contact, and we seemed like we were giving them to the correct source anyway. And why not having some additional gold to fund our campaign? So if we could but turn back time, yes, we would hold on to these statue pieces. Here we are. And it's not time to dwell on the past. It's time to look to the future. Do you have any allegiances with this? We all are of a common goal to defeat Sathmog. Tell us what you know about her and her gang of merry people.
She says, "To be honest, I don't know much about her. But you remember that night I was attacked outside of the inn. Servants of Sathmog are definitely at work in outskirts. And with the disturbances that are happening in the sky, I believe they are starting to believe that their time is coming to free Azrael Koth from his prison. I believe the best course of action is for you to find out where those dragon pieces are and to get them back as urgently as possible. We descend into the crypt, we get the sword of Eladain, and we take the fight to Azrael Koth."
Agreed on that second part. On the other part, we can but fight. Let us formulate a plan shall deliver. And if all else fails, yes, could we trade Tylos for them? With human trafficking?
Tylos is on the steps to recovery, I believe.
That'll take ages. By that time, Zathmore could be back. I feel like he'd be better as a sexy bargaining chip. Seems like she might quite like
You're gonna ship
a bit of
him.
hunk of meat.
Put him on Love Island.
Yeah, that's it. Fine.
Cool. Well,
Boy.
we can end it there and do some XP. And I feel like, you know, we can just blades this shit. You know, we can just do a good old fashioned heist.
Oh yeah,
And flash back the planning instead of spending 40 minutes
that sounds
next week planning.
like a good way to bring some influence from that system to this one.
Yeah, my mind went to just a classic. Give it to her, then follow her and see where she takes it. And exactly. So there's all kinds.
That's a good idea as well.
And, yes, I'll give her at least to an equal. I don't know. It seems a bit risky, but you know what I mean.
It's quite a good plan though, actually.
Yeah.
Simple, effective.
Gather info.
I do miss that.
And then we can do an
Right.
engagement roll. Which you love so
Sessions of
well.
Gathering info,
I can tell you're ready to get back to
planning.
blades.
And then that game roll. Nope, actually everything's on fire. Deal with it.
Actually, Leonara is a dragon. Goodbye.
I'm sorry. What?
So to remind you of the advancements, our own custom advancements. One for participating. Exploring a new location, I believe we had that last time.
Yes.
We always get it the first time. Defeating one or more dangerous adversaries. I mean, it's up to you whether you think you've got any experience fighting the boar.
No.
An honesty system. And then you definitely get one for overcoming an obstacle without force.
Yes.
And then giving into weakness or being heroic.
No, I was there. Just two little pepperonis.
Yeah. Two and a little dragon.
Wasn't much.
Yeah.
Much scope
So
for heroics.
the
in
old
this.
bushcraft. Oh, another dragon.
Spears. I don't think I was not going to roll spears, wasn't I? No, I'm not. It said there's no point rolling spears, wasn't I? I'm not rolling
And we'll
spears.
do swords,
Go on, my son.
I'm going to roll 19 on.
of course, and persuasion. Is it going to be another clean sweep? It's another clean sweep. 2 weeks, no XP, but that's how it goes.
Oof.
Oh well.
You gotta give in to your
Okay.
weakness a bit more.
Yeah, I do. I think I've been thinking of it and then not quite finding the right way to edge it in. And
You know, I'll give you an XP for being heroic because the way you dealt with the bandits and stuff was.
I feel like that's quite nice. That
I
fits.
agree. We're both equally heroic. I agree.
Shame I can't roll it on swords again, but what else did we do?
Guys, stop succeeding.
Yeah, nothing for me. Nada. All right.
Well, I'll just do a
Mid-sign ledge. Beast law.
Biss and ledge, yes.
No, beast law.
Beast Lord it is.
Read up on some of those weak spots.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. An XP. A little XP for me.
You're just thinking on the way home, like, I bet if I just hit that giant in the head, he'd go down like a sack of spuds.
Excellent.
Nice. Well, that's it. We're entering
Lovely.
the end game now.
Welly, well. That is
Well,
exciting.
yes.
Unless you want to go to the
Yeah,
other
let's-
locations for shits and giggles.
Oh yeah.
Because I believe
The
this.
I mean, there wasn't. I mean, I'm sure I could have spurned on more things. I've done. far less swimming than I would like to in this campaign, but maybe there's
Yes, doesn't really come up, has it?
Look, there was a mine that was flooded, and you're about to go to the Mirror Lake.
Offshoot
So
of...
There you go. Good for your time.
Here we go. Here we go.
yes, yes, there was. There's just 2 locations left in the northeast that you have not been to.
You can't hit them all.
No, well you can, but don't have to.
But I mean, yeah.
I could have
Makes
put
it
the
more
last
special.
statue piece in the very last one you visited, but
I think with the end of the world seeming nigh, no need to dilly dally.
exactly.
Would be a bit odd for the heroes to have all the things they needed and then to be like, I was just thinking, a bit sightseeing,
Side
defer the
quest.
decision. Yeah. Sick.
Side quest.
Well, it's quite exciting. It's coming to a climax.
Yeah.
To a head, yeah. The final location is pretty spicy actually. It's
I bet.
it's not like any of the others.
Yeah, we better do that shopping maybe out of session and spend it on something.
Yeah, please do.
Yes, I'd like to see if there's enough money within the party's shared funds to get a long sword. That's a bit of extra damage, but that's probably it for Marcel.
How much are they?
I think like 25 gold or something. That's quite a lot. Maybe he'll sell off some of his bushcrafting supplies or something. I won't need these where I'm going.
I don't think there'll be a
Maybe will be
return
more
journey,
than this.
Sam.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can
Is it
bring some
longsword or great sword?
I think longsword, because I think that's still one-handed.
You want, yeah, that's true. You want your shield, don't you?
Indeed.
Or is it too much to
Gotcha.
ask for both?
I think it might be too much to ask for both amongst the party's funding.
Well, who's going to wield the sword of Elidane?
That's a
What
good
is it, really
point. There's only
one
one sword
handed.
wielder here.
Is sword code for spear?
Yeah, although I think Marcel would
Sword?
still purchase the sword, not with the knowledge that no guarantees he's going to end up with.
Yes, exactly.
More than happy for knight, the sword wielding knight, to wield the sword of knights.
Oh, for sure. I know. We as a party would probably default to that, but the what happens may not necessarily.
Just give it to Archibald.
And also, Marcel doesn't know what's going to happen. Is my point.
Of course. We need to get there first.
Although
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, spoilers. It's a great sword, so
Well,
that might alter your.
I think probably in the grand
That's
scheme
cool,
of
aren't
the legendary weapon to slay the enemy of the land, he'd probably consider putting a shield in his back. I feel like that would be quite a nice final sort of change for him. He spent all his time mostly defending and protecting, and there would be a little moment for. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
You can still
Exactly.
parry with a sword.
Indeed.
Yep.
The shield's actually not.
And I've got enough willpower to just
That's
skippity dibbity. Were we going to get another heroic ability? I forgot what that was. Before the final
Yes,
battle, was that
yes, you will actually
Yes,
before
Right.
before you
Right.
enter the Mirror Lake. Yeah.
I'll just get on the nimbly bimbly move as well, so I can stay alive.
You up to? You're gonna be up to 4 now.
Yeah, there will be a fourth when we get that.
Oh.
And I'll have very little precious time left to try and get swords to 18.
Maybe you
But if
do
it
need to
happens, it
grind.
happens.
Maybe you do need to go for a bit of a grind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So actually, you know what? Those 2 locations in the northeast sound pretty good.
Yeah.
suddenly, yeah.
Also, they contain like one of 2 teachers of elementalism. I know.
Well, I mean, if we do know that, it would. Maybe we should consider it, since poor old.
Maybe
poor old
maybe
Scott
I
has
should
been
like,
hard done by.
maybe he should have a side session.
Well, you know
Just
what?
go and do
There is a random encounter where you meet a mage, and I was going to do that on the way back to Outskirt, but guess what? There's no mage here. And
Womp womp.
also training for a week still seems really weird.
It's
Yeah.
harsh. It's
It
so weird
does
that
seem a
you
bit
just-
harsh. I think it totally makes sense in a general open world kind of
Yeah.
setting, but in a in something with a bit more of a time pressured fixed story, It's a
Yeah.
bit less sensible.
Yar. I mean, game-wise, there's no ticking clock, but yeah.
But yeah, but certainly would feel odd.
Yeah.
But that's up to you to figure out how you want to deal with it. But yeah,
GG. Long.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
For next Wednesday.
Next
yes,
Wednesday.
next Wednesday.
And then back to normal
Wednesdays.
after that.
Oh, it wasn't a
Yes,
permanent.
indeed.
I thought it was a permanent change.
No, I'm just busy next Tuesday. Sweet. All right.
Nice.
Nice one, my dudes. I'll catch you later.
See you, pals.
See you later.
See you, Ollie.
Bye.
Stuff, Ollie.
Doodle.